Hello crafties, welcome to another tutorial. My name is Infiniti and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the box stitch. This stitch is a beautiful shell type pattern. It's a little more complex than your standard stitch, but once you get into the rhythm of it, it'll be a breeze. So I would rate this about an intermediate level pattern. So without further ado, we're going to get started. Alright guys, so to get started, this pattern is worked in multiples of 8 plus 2. For that swatch, I think I did 16. So I think I will follow suit there and chain 16 and then add my 2 for a total of 18 stitches. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, row 1 is really easy. So what we're going to do is work in that second chain from our hook. Just going to insert it like so, and we're going to work a single crochet. If you're unfamiliar with the basics of crochet, I do have a very beginner kind of super guide tutorial back on my channel. But alright, then in the next stitch we're going to yarn over and we're going to half double crochet. Alright, in the next stitch we're going to yarn over and create a double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to create a double crochet. And in the next stitch we're going to create a treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice. Insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright? And then we want to create symmetry. So what we're going to do now is basically do the reverse of what we just did. So in the next stitch we're going to yarn over and create a double crochet. Oops. And then in the next stitch we're going to create a double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to make a half double crochet. And in the next stitch we're going to make a single crochet. Alright, and that's our first little repetition. Should look like this. And we're going to repeat that process. So in the next stitch we're going to create a half double crochet. In the next stitch you want to make a double crochet. Then you want to make another double crochet. Then in the next stitch you want to yarn over and make a treble crochet. Alright, and then we're going to come back down the mountain, so to speak. I'm going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to half double crochet in the next stitch. Then we're going to single crochet in the very last stitch of the row. Alright, and this is row 1. Alright, row 2. Row 2, we are going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to turn our work. And what we want to do is yarn over and double crochet into the base of that chain 4. Okay. Then we want to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, and we're going to jump all the way over here into the middle where the single crochet from the previous row exists. You might have to stretch it out to see it, but he's right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and double crochet into that single crochet from the previous row. Okay, then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, then what we're going to do is chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to come over here. I'm going into my last stitch, but you would be going into that next single crochet from the previous row. And you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into that stitch. Might be a little weird to see, but you're going to double crochet. You're going to chain 1 and double crochet. And this is what our work looks like so far. Row 3. So for row 3, what we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. And we're going to be working into this chain 1 space from the previous row. And what we're going to do is make 4 double crochets in that chain 1 space. And that chain of 3 does count. So our first double crochet is our second stitch. And another double crochet. And another double crochet. And then one more double crochet into that chain space. Okay, and what this does is creates like a half fan effect as we move across the row. So now what we want to do is we want to come down here to our very first row and identify that treble crochet from row 1, and we are going to single crochet into it. So once you identify it, insert your hook, and you want to make sure that you're getting this chain of 6 in with this stitch. So you're anchoring it down with this single crochet. Just like that. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we are going to yarn over, and we are going to create 9 double crochets in this center piece, in this little center chain 2 space. 6, 7, 8. It's okay to push these guys over. 8, and 9. Okay, so once you have your 9 double crochets in that center, creating your next fan, you're going to do to this side what you did to the other side, and we're going to come down to the first row and identify that treble crochet. Mine is here, so I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to make sure my hook part is going all the way back behind this chain 6 space. I'm going to yarn over, pick up my yarn so I can single crochet, anchoring down the other side of that shell. And then I'm going to make 5 double crochets in this last chain 1 space. Two. And 5. Alright, and this is the end of row 3. Alright guys, so moving into row 4, actually when you finish row 3, this is where you'd want to change color if that is what you're looking to do. So I'm just going to do that. You can use any method you'd like to join your color. Okay? And then we are going to turn our work. And we are going to slip stitch into the base of this first double crochet that we did. And once you make your slip stitch, what you want to do is chain 3. So here's 1, 2, 3. Now this is where it might get a little fiddly. So we are going to double crochet into the same stitch that we made the single crochet in the previous row. So let me zoom in. Hopefully this will be helpful. Okay, kind of move this. Alright, so I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to insert my hook in the very bottom of that single crochet from the previous row. And I am going to make a double crochet. And it can be a little fiddly. There we go. Okay, and then what you're going to do is chain 2. So 1, 2, and then you're going to double crochet into the same stitch. And that gives us this little spiky beginning, basically repeating this look. Okay, so then we want to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to double crochet just like we did the bottom of this single crochet. We're going to come over here, determine the bottom of this single crochet, and we're going to double crochet into that space. Alright, there's 1. we are going to chain 2 and do it again. Okay, and then you'd repeat this process as many repetitions as you need. And then when you reach the end of your row, what you want to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into this very top of the chain 3 at the end of this row. Okay, and this is what it looks like. So far, this is the back side, this is the front side. Okay, and now we're ready to move on to row 5. Okay, crafties, so now what we want to do to move on to row 5 is chain 1, and we're going to turn our work, and we want to single crochet into the base of that chain 1. Okay, now what we're going to do is work 9 double crochet into this little keyhole space that we made. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Alright, once you have your 9 double crochets, what you're going to want to do is come down to this little fan in the row below, and you are going to want to count over 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to insert your hook into that stitch and make sure you catch that chain from the previous row, and you are going to make a single crochet. Now what we're going to do is come over to our little chain space over here, and we are going to do 9 double crochet. 8 and 9, and then we're going to come over here and we are going to single crochet right into the stitch where we have the slip stitch from the previous row. Alright, now it's time to move on to row 6. Alright guys, row 6 rather. Forgive me a little bit for my voice. I am not too well today. I am going to insert my hook and change my color. This is totally optional. You can work the stitch in any number of colors you'd like. Typically I see it worked in like 2s or 3s, but I've seen it where people use like 4 and 5 colors. It's really interesting. I recommend you play with your color combinations and come up with some pretty interesting stuff. just kind of experiment. Alright, so after we change color, we're going to chain 3. If you don't change your color, we are going to chain 4. But I changed it, so chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work, and then I'm going to double crochet into this base of this chain 3. Alright, then I'm going to chain 6, 5, 6. Let me zoom out some. Out. And then I am going to double crochet in this single crochet from the previous row. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to chain 2 and double crochet into that same stitch. Okay, then I'm going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm at the end of my row, so I'm going to insert my hook into that very last stitch from the previous row. And I'm going to double crochet. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to yarn over and double crochet into that same stitch. Alright, and that is row 6. So essentially this is a 6-row or 3-row repeat. So between rows 3 and 6 you would repeat that over and over again until you build up this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and work on row 7 just so you can get a complete visual of the stitch. Alright guys, so I have completed my second swatch. So I want to point out the only difference between this swatch and this swatch is the fact that I went in and I basically repeated row 1 so that I could have a square finished edge. So basically after you complete your pattern and get it to the length that you want it to, you can just repeat row 1 and that would fill in these dips that are going to be in the pattern. So I hope today's tutorial was helpful for you all. If so, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up on this video. It helps YouTube to recommend my videos more. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on awesome weekly content like this. I post crochet tutorials every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. CST. Don't forget to check out my other social media. I am on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, you name it. I think everything but Snapchat. Go ahead and check out my blog for free updates and free patterns. Also, don't forget to check out my Etsy shop and my Teespring store. And until next time, guys, happy making.